Welcome to Boat Buyer's Secret Weapon. I am your host, Captain Matt. Today, we're doing a pontoon review of the Manitou 25 SES Bench 575 SHP. Tell you what all that means and go through the exact boat that I inspected in person at the boat show. Go over the numbers on this 25-foot, 10-inch Manitou is the overall deck length. The beam is 8.6, which is the common beam for most pontoons. The max horsepower on this Tri-Toon, 400 horsepower, dry weight 3885, fuel capacity 23 gallons. The tube diameter, 25-inch, 27-inch, and 25-inch. That's the 575, which is the V-Toon technology that Manitou has, and it sets the center tune is 2 inches bigger in diameter. And they also set that down a couple inches, which we'll show you, and that gives them the banking and the performance. They are definitely a luxury level, and the tube gauge 0.10, and it's heavier in the nose cone based on their literature. So let's take a look at the company itself. Was founded in 1985 in Lansing, Michigan. They relocated in 95. Were purchased by Bombardier Rec Products, or BRP, acquired from Tri-Toon Industries in 2018. And BRP also owns Alumacraft, Telwater, which is a boat manufacturer in Australia, Rodex, which is the engine and drive manufacturer for the Sea-Doos, Can-Ams, Ski-Doos, and Lynx snowmobiles, and formerly Evinrude, which was discontinued in 2020, and currently the Scott Van Wigenen is running the business. His family is the family that started it, and I believe it was his father that started the business. But they are currently being built just outside of Lansing, Michigan, in Watertown Township, Michigan. And like I said, their focus is performance, number one, luxury, number two, and they've got their patented V-Toon technology that they've been using for years, and that's what gets them the high level of performance, one of the faster pontoons on the market, and one of the best handling pontoons on the market because of that V-Toon technology, which we will talk about as we look through everything here. The warranty, limited lifetime warranty from the decking, structure, and the pontoons. Pretty much everything from the decking down. That's very common. Most pontoon manufacturers, even the value brands, have that. 7-year bow to stern on the components, and a 5-year warranty on the furniture, vinyl, bimini top fabric, carpet, and mooring covers. As I say in all of my reviews, the most important thing about the warranty is the relationship with your dealer, having easy access to your dealer, having a dealer that's got a good relationship with the manufacturer, is going to go to bat for you on warranties and get the warranties done in a timely manner. There's the difference between what the warranty says and any weasel clauses that they may try to get out of and deal with. And just having a great relationship with the dealer, in my opinion, is just key when you're buying a new boat. I would stay with my local dealer. I would avoid driving 500 miles to save a couple bucks, knowing that there will be some warranty claims on almost every boat. There'll be something that needs to be adjusted, dealt with, service, and it's not like a car. You can't just go from the Mercedes dealer in your town to the Mercedes dealer in the town next door. It doesn't work that way in the boat industry. You can watch my other videos on that as well. But this is the exact Tri-Toon that I inspected at the boat show. And I think this was my favorite boat at the show for a number of reasons, which we'll get into. But this is the boat, the options that it had on it. Again, that the SES bench, that bench is what I really think set it apart. It really made this boat stand out for me of the over 50 pontoons I inspected this day. So as you look in, it's just a sharp-looking pontoon. You can tell it's kind of that luxury level when you start seeing the seats that are a little bit wider in the butt area, that it's kind of more formed around The seats even wrap around, and you get that full seating all the way up to the gate. You've got the in-floor ski locker. You've got cup holders. I mean, even in this picture, you see what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 cup holders, 12 cup holders. Just a really nice setup, a sharp look. You see the fencing panels come up on the upholstery, giving it a full finished off look. I think it was really sharp. And this is that bench I was talking about. So this is the transom of the boat. Not only do you have your speakers back here, a stereo control, and a cup holder, but you've got this bench back here that you can sit on when you're at anchor. You cannot be on this bench when you're underway in, I don't know, anywhere in the U.S. where that's possible, but this is what I thought was super cool about it, is that backrest of the bench folded down and gave you a lounger when you want that lounge. So if you need the space, if you're out cruising, you've got access to the ski tow bar, which is right here, but you fold it out, you've got a nice comfortable backrest, and I really thought that was a cool design and a good use of space, because you still have on the boat, you still have the interior seating, which I'll show you in just a little bit. But let me show you the upholstery on this, because having the great looks is key, but good quality upholstery, good stitching is really important. If you look right here, as I pull the stitching apart, you can see how tight it's stitched together, the quality of the material, and just the thickness of the material. So I think they did a really great job. It was nice and soft upholstery, good quality thickness, good tight stitching, and the double stitching there, which you can see. But not only do you have that bench in the rear, but you also have this L-shaped bench and this additional bench here, which gives you another rear-facing lounge seat when you're just cruising down the way. And there was still, I'm a bigger guy, there was still plenty of room to walk through here and get onto the back where the ladder and the ski tow bar and where that bench sits. So just a really cool design, nice comfortable helm seat, which I really enjoyed as well. And there's a picture, you can see that table is a removable table, so you can get that out of the way if you don't need it. And again, more cup holders as you see these down here, and just a really nice, good looking boat, quality construction and layout. And we'll talk about the construction a little bit. So this is the in-floor ski locker. And you'll notice a nice heavy gas assist strut here, which is going to keep that door open. You've got a seal around your compartment right there, which is going to keep it from rattling, and it's going to keep the water out a little bit better. I don't think it's going to be watertight, but a really nice compartment with the pad in there, and then your bilge pump in there as well to keep it from filling up with water. A well-done job there. Here you're looking at the helm. This is their luxury, one of their luxury models. So this is a nice, well-contoured, good-looking helm. You've got a little bit of the upholstery stitching there to kind of class it up a little bit. You've got your windshield right there, it looked really nice on it. You've got your switches for your lighting, your switches for the other components, your built-in Garmin, which is your navigation, chart plotter, depth finder, and then you also have some charging stations here, and your radio, your stereo head right there as well. I thought it was well done. Your throttle controls are up here on the top, very comfortable. Tilt steering wheel, just a good looking helm, and it's cut out. If you see that angle in there, it's cut out to give you a little bit more room for your legs. Like I said, I'm a taller guy, and I could fit my legs in there very nicely. And again, a look back at the cockpit on the deck. The other thing that I noticed as I was looking through the boat was just good quality hinges and hatches and latches throughout. So this is the backrest on one of the seats that flips up and gives you access to that big storage compartment, double walled rotomolded seating, which is nice and durable, nice and strong, that's going to last for a good long time. You can see that double wall construction. I wasn't a huge fan of this. It cut up this compartment and made it a little bit smaller. But it could be nice to store some of your littler things, but you're always putting life jackets and the anchor. You've got some bigger things to fit in the boat, and I don't know. I thought that could have been a little bit bigger compartment, but again, because it's the double walled, they probably put that there had a specific reason in mind that maybe didn't make sense to me. But look at how thick and wide that is, that double walled construction there, to give them that sturdiness, and also to hide the speakers and the wiring and things like that are tucked away inside that double walled. Now, we're brought to you by the usboatexpo.com, which is now live. You can go check that out. Over 20 interviews with industry experts that are giving you inside information to avoid the overwhelm, the mistrust, the confusion that comes with buying a boat, so you can buy your next boat with 100% confidence. So the other thing that I think Manitou did really well is just the overall construction quality, and just looking at how they build this cleat is really indicative of everything else that they do. So a nice big stainless steel cleat. You can get a full 1/2 inch line through there. But here's what you may not notice right away is it's run through. You've got these finishing pieces, which are nice and heavy duty, that are going to finish off this corner. You've got this big thick corner cap, which is, these corners is where you're getting most of, if you're going to bang a dock or hit something, that's where it's going to hit. And if you look at some of the older pontoons that are maybe 10 years old, you'll see a lot of them that this corner is just crunched up and looks nasty. Well, that corner cap is going to keep that from happening. You've got full sections coming here that's capped with a nice big solid piece, and then you've got your cleat that not only goes through just the plywood, which a lot of manufacturers do, but it's going through the finishing piece, which some manufacturers do, but it's also going through that corner cap. And not only is it going through all of those materials to give it a really strong base, but they're also backplating it with a full-on plate. So some of the even good manufacturers are putting a washer through there. So they're mounting it through this piece right here, which is good, and then putting a washer. But what Manitou has done is they've put it through the whole corner cap, that finishing piece, as well as this backplated section and a nylon locking nut, which is about as good as you can build it, in my opinion. Now, let's take a look at what they're really known for, which is their performance. I took this off their website, which is their V-Toon technology, I guess we'll call it that. So you'll notice that center tune is always 27 inches for them on their Tri-Toons, and then their outsides are either 23 or 25. On this one that we're looking at, the SES, it's got the 25-inch tubes, but the center tube is set down about 2-3 inches down, which gives it a nice banking quality, gives you sharp turns, good maneuverability. They've got these extra rib sections in the nose cone, which give it a little bit extra strength. They're nice sharp V's, which is going to cut through the chop. They've got these big splash welds, which I'll show you, and then they've got this nice aggressive lifting strake, which allows the boat to get up on plane. And it's just a really innovative and unique design. So when we take a look just at the profile here, I guess I should have put that in another section, but a good looking boat. But if you see that V right there, what they're doing is they're covering up that center tune. So if the kids are jumping, that's not exposed. On their value models, it just comes straight across. But you'll notice in one of the slides, I'll show you why they do that and how they support that there. Here's a look at the actual tunes. You can see that's set down about 3 inches, which gives it that not only is the tune bigger diameter, but it's set a little bit lower. That gives it that banking. you can see these rib sections here, which give that nose cone extra strength for hitting the big chop and slicing right through it. Look at how aggressive that angle is. And then the splash guard is right here, which is finished off with a nice finished piece. So there's nothing that you're going to cut your fingers on. And it's a big splash guard too. So it's going to keep that from being a wet ride. And I think they do a really great job. Here is that aggressive lifting strake. You can see all the way down that center tune. It's on the other side as well. And then this has the aluminum skin, which most Tri-Toons do, really anything over 90, 100, 115 horsepower. So you can't see much, but I've got an image to show you what that looks like in the construction, because it's a really key component. Here's another shot of those, not a very clear shot, but of the of that nose cone. So this is the underneath, what you can't see because the decking's on top, that aluminum skin's down below. But a couple of things I think are important. Number one is they're using cross members right here that are this hat channel, which is a really strong shape that and it's nice and thick, but it's also extruded aluminum, which means that they're not bending it to get that shape. They're actually shooting it through a form, and it's cooling into that shape, so it's much more solid. And you can see they're putting more of those cross members in the rear of the boat, where all that torque from the high horsepower, the 300 in this case, and up in the nose where you're hitting the waves and you're hitting the rough chop. And they've got a couple extra built in if you've got that in-floor ski locker, just to give some more structural support on those areas. In the middle, they're a little bit more spaced out, so that they are hitting a price as well. But they do a great job, good heavy duty construction. And then their welds is something that they say they got the best welds in the industry. I'm not sure that that's 100% true, but I've got some images of the welds that are really good looking. The best welds I saw at the show anyway. And then here's that section up front. So not only is it V'd up front, but they've actually got it braced as well, with another section that just gives you even more support all the way through the full boat. So I think a very well constructed boat. Again, if you're looking at buying a boat, you can grab our Boat Buyer's Secret Weapon Toolkit. You can grab that for free at boatbuyerssecretweapon.com. Check out all of our videos and everything else on the channel. Here's another look at that. You can see tight together here, a little bit more spaced in the middle, and then tight together up in the bow, with that section kind of tying it all together up front. And again, this is the part that if you're gonna come into a dock and hit, that's where you're gonna hit. So that's a nice strong section to give you even more support there. Now, another thing that when you're putting this big horsepower and you're focused on performance like they are, the thickness and the heavy dutiness, if that's a word, of the engine mount is incredibly important. So you can see how nice and thick that aluminum is, but then look at the weld. It's a nice clean weld all the way through. And if you're in welding, it's called laying dimes. You kind of want that just dime over dime over dime look. That's the perfect way to weld aluminum, and they do an outstanding job. Nice heavy duty mount, so when you're putting that 300-400 horsepower on here, it's going to stand up to the pressure and the torque and everything that engine's going to throw at it. Here's another weld. You can see just that laying dimes concept. I mean, you can almost picture it. And this is on that same welded area on the engine mount. So great job on the construction. Really impressed with the overall quality. And if you look at the price of this boat, a 25 footer, the 575 setup on the tunes, a 300 Mercury with these options that are listed, $96,555 MSRP. At the show, they had it discounted to $80,995, or just under $500 a month. Looks like that's 240 months. So that's the review. I think it's a really nice boat. Really impressed with the overall quality and construction. If you want to check out more of these, I did 50 pontoon reviews, which are up on the channel. You can go check those those out. YouTube's recommended a few things here for you. And again, if you want that toolkit, boatbuyerssecretweapon.com/toolkit, the Boat Expo, usboatexpo.com. And if you enjoyed this video, if you found it valuable, smash that like button, give it that thumbs up, and remember, life truly is better on a boat.